Oh, man, I got way too much junk. What am I going to do with all this stuff? Hey, everybody, Mntdewmania here. Welcome back to Redneck Rants. If you're keeping up with me on this lovely Friday, you know we are on the letter J. And if you haven't guessed yet by that little goofy intro, J is for junk. Now, this is another one of those, and it made me mad. Okay. First of all, let's talk about the definition of the word junk. The handy dandy dictionary says anything that is regarded as worthless, meaningless, or contemptible. Trash. Okay. Folks, I understand that this seems like a clutter. Okay? In fact, if you are a Minecrafter, like I am, and probably any game that you have to survive in, you are going to become a hoarder. And you're going to make lots of chests, and there is going to be lots of stuff in those chests. That's just the nature of the game. Now, the question is, how are you in real life? Are you a hoarder? Do you like junk? Or what other people call junk? There is a fine line. Yes, Miss Kitty Latin, there is. There is a fine line between junk and really important stuff. Okay? So, usually when I do Minecraft, and I really am getting into that world, I eventually make a chest for just about everything. I even started a series one time. One of these days I'm going to finish that series. I wanted to collect a double chest of everything in Minecraft. Everything. Every single thing that was collectible in Minecraft, I wanted a double chest of it. And it finally dawned on me, that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. If you play Minecraft or any other game, go into, Skyrim's another one. I watch my kids play it. I don't play it, but I'd like to. I'm just too much of a coward. But go in, just look at the stuff. There is stuff everywhere. It is ridiculous how much stuff you can collect in a game and in real life. And that's why I want to talk to you about. It all depends on how you look. First of all, let's get some things straight. You do not, under any circumstances, call other people's stuff junk. Okay? Because it does not have the same meaning to you as it does for them. Okay? You might go to somebody's house, or their farm, or their job, or, whatever, and what looks like total and utter chaos to you is perfectly organized and needed to them. Okay? I'll give you a perfect example. Eddie Magpie. If you go watch some of Eddie Magpie's stuff, he even made a mod pack called Eddie's Chest. And the reason he did, and the reason that I talk about that, is because that is one of his things. Eddie is a magpie. He collects everything. But sooner or later, he's going to use that for something. Okay? And that's what I'm talking about. What we consider junk, okay? It's like, oh man, this is junk. No, it all depends on how you look at it. It might be junk to you, but the person who owns that stuff, it is important to them. It's not junk. And if you want to start a fight, oh, I tell you what. Now, my mama, she was a hoarder. I am not kidding you. I'm talking like be on TV, you have a hoarding problem, okay? And one of her things that she hoarded, which I thought and most of the family thought was just totally junk, was clocks. It didn't matter if the clocks ran. She loved that. It was, to her, it was collecting. She loved just weird shaped clocks, like a frying pan or just something, And I understand that, and I understand that people have collections. I have collections of things, but there comes, to me, I didn't understand it. To this day, I never understood it. I just didn't get it. What's the why? You know? Why do you have 10,000 clocks? Another thing she collected was dolls. Now, this one I do understand, and I'm talking about stacked up in the corners, stacked in the closets. You had to move dolls off the bed for 2.5 years so you could sleep. That kind of collection, okay? And I never could understand it. Finally, she told me that when she was very young, she had got this doll. Now, I'm talking about growing up in the Depression when most people didn't have food, okay? So just bear that in mind. And she got a doll, and it was a real doll. It wasn't like a made one at home, or it was a doll with a porcelain head and everything, And some of her family came to visit, and her mother made her give the doll away to the relatives, And that was that's part of, that's part of Southern hospitality. That's what you do for family, If somebody likes something, you offer it to them. And that's in a lot of cultures, But she resented that and, hated that so much, she hoarded dolls. And what we thought was just junky dolls, to her was a very meaningful thing, Thomas Edison said, to invent, you need a good imagination and a pile of junk. Now, there are those people, they don't call themselves junk collectors or anything like that. They are tinkerers. And they love nothing more than to have a pile of junk, and they just like to tinker with it and make things out of it. And you would really be surprised what can come out of something like that. I have seen people that sculpt with junk, and I'm just like, there is no way that rusty pile of junk is going to make anything. And then you see what they're made, like, oh my God, that is incredible. And you're blown away, but you don't see it. You see junk. They see art. They see something that is beautiful and creative, and they just want to get their hands in it. And you're just like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is so, but I think all of us have that tendency to want to collect something. I think most people, do have that, salt shakers used to be a big thing. My mom loved to collect salt shakers. I used to have refrigerator magnets, and I wanted some like from every state. And my husband's like, why do you have that junk all over the refrigerator? It's not junk. You want to start a fight, call somebody else's stuff junk. There will be a fist fight, folks, in the parking lot. I ain't kidding you. You do not mess with people's stuff. And do not insult them. Remember last week, talk about insults. Do not insult people and talk about their stuff like it is junk and worthless. You will get your feelings hurt or punched in the face. I am not kidding you. So, but George Carlin did this thing on one of his comedy specials He talked about stuff and stuff and junk. I mean, it's interchangeable. So we need stuff in our lives. We need to own something. You know. Now, granted, some people have a problem with hoarding. That is a real issue. You know. But I think some people just like junk. They like to collect it. They like to go out. One of my uncles had a big barn like this, and I mean, it had like a big loft and stuff. And it was no animals in it. It was crammed full of junk. And his wife hated it. She hated going out there. She refused. She hated when he went out there. But he loved to just go tinker on old junk cars and tinker on old junk machinery. Probably never would work in a million years, but he just loved to tinker with it. And some people just don't get that. It's junk. Why aren't you throwing this away? Recycle it, make some money, buy something new. It doesn't matter about being new. It's a state of mind, I guess is. But we need it. We need it in our lives. Paul McCartney said, I don't know if he said this in a song or not, but I did catch it. It said, bye bye, says the sign in the shop window. Why, says the junk in the yard. And that's very true. Some of us love junk, and we like to collect junk, but we tend to be blind about what it does to the significant other person's in our life. You know what I'm saying? We see collectibles. Your wife, husband, or significant other sees 2 bedrooms and 10 closets of junk. Okay? But let me leave you with this last point of view. It was a line from, I don't know if you guys even remember, I'm sure you don't remember the show. It was big when I was a kid. I loved it. I still love it. I would watch reruns if I could find them. Sanford and Son starred Red Fox, and it was about a son and father who owned a junkyard, a junk company. Okay, and one of the lines from that was, it's Red Fox saying it. He said, "Sanford and Son is more than just a name. It's a condition, a dynasty, an empire. This here is the finest pile of junk in the world." And that's how we feel about our stuff, isn't it? That's how we feel about our junk. It's not junk. It is priceless. This is some of the best stuff in the world if you knew how to appreciate it, which obviously you do not. So, the next time those words tremble on your lips and you start to call somebody's very important collection junk, take a second and think how they see it. Okay? To them, it's not junk. To them, it is a beautiful memory. It is a beautiful collection. It is a priceless work of art. It has meaning to somebody else. Might not be junk. Alright? So there you go, guys. J is for junk. And let me know in the comments below, do you have a collection of junk? Is it junk or is it a collection? Are you a tinkerer? Are you a magpie and just like to collect stuff? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be very interested. And I will let you know that mine is movies. I love movies. I love them. We might do a rant about that one day because I got a couple things to say about that. But that will be for a future Redneck rant. And for now, we are in the midst of Season 6. I hope you are enjoying. If you have a letter that you would like to come up with a word for, put it down in the comments below. I'll certainly take a look at it. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. For right now, it's Mntdewmania. I got to go get me some more junk. I'm so out of here. Later, guys.